Hello grade 9s, welcome back to my channel. This is Mrs. Venti. Today we are going to start on factorization. We are going to factorize polynomial. We're using the Mind Action Series textbook. This is grade 9, exercise 4, found on page 100. Now I'm not going to do all the questions. We're just going to do select questions. So let's start. This is part 1 and we are going to start with question number 4. The question says 8b minus 16. When we factorize, we want to break up into pieces. So if you imagine a Lego wall, you are breaking the Lego wall into little Lego pieces. That is the goal of what we're doing. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to break up each term. We've got two terms. 8b is one term, 16 is another. So let's break up 8b. 8 is broken up into prime factors of 2 times 2 times 2. And then b to the power of 1 is just 1b. So I've broken 8b up into 2 times 2 times 2 minus b. Now I'm going to say minus 16, and 16 is going to be, oh, but I don't need to do that because 8 is a factor of 16. So I can just say 8 times 2 give me 16, and I can change this back to 8. Now, what happens next? Now that I have this, I can identify what are common factors. Common means they both have it. Both terms have the number 8. So I'm going to put the number 8 there, outside of my brackets. Is there anything else they have in common? B and 2 are not the same. So I have brackets, and inside my bracket goes the B, goes the minus, and the 2. So my final answer is 8 bracket b minus 2. Next question. 6mn plus 12n. Now 6 is a factor of 12, so I'm going to keep 6 as it is. My first term, I'm going to keep it as 6 times m times n. And then my second factor, I'm going to break it down into 6 times 2 times n. Now I'm going to look for common factors. There's a 6 here and a 6 there, so I take 6 out. There's an n here and an n there, so I take n out. And inside my brackets, I have m, that's that one, plus 2. And that's my final answer. Next question, number 12. I can see 5 and 10. I know 5 is a factor of 10, so I'm going to keep it as a 5. I'm going to say 5x. Oh, I have x squared. Oh, I have x squared there too. So let's write it separately. 5xx plus, we said we're keeping the 5, right? So this is 2 times 5 x y. So let's look for our common factors. I have a 5. I have a 5, I can write 5. I have an x, I have an x, I can write x. I have an x, I have an x, I can write x. And that's it. So now I have 2 brackets. Now notice in this term, all of the items are underlined in green. So what do I write in my bracket? I can't write 0 because that means it doesn't exist, but it does exist. So what I'm going to say is 5x squared multiplied by what equals 5x squared? The obvious answer is 1. 5x squared times 1 equals 5x squared. So I'm going to replace the blue bracket with a 1. Then I bring down my plus sign. And over here I have 2 and y. And that's my final answer. Question 16. I have 6x minus x squared. So this remains as 6x minus. And then my second term becomes x times x. Now I look for common factors. 6 and 1 are not in common. X and x are in common. So I take x out. And what I'm left with is this 6, this minus, and this x. And that's my final answer. Next question, pi r squared plus 2 pi r. Pi is a special number in mathematics. For this question, you don't need to know what it is, but let's break it down. So what we're going to say is we've got pi r on the left hand side plus 2 pi r on the right hand side. So that gives me common factors of pi and pi, r and r. So I'm going to write pi r on the outside of my brackets, and inside my bracket is this r, this plus, and this 2. And that's my final answer. Question 24, 6 and 18. 6 goes into 18, so I'm going to say 6nn minus, my 18 is going to be 3 times 6, n. My common factors are going to be 6 and 6, n. So n squared. Open bracket. Remember, if everything is gone, taken out, then what remains is 1 minus 3n. And that's my final answer. Now notice here, I had n to the power of 2 and I had n to the power of 3. And what I take out is n to the power of 2. So I take out the lowest exponent for the variable, which means that this line could also be written as 6n squared minus 3 times 6n squared n, because I want n squared and n squared. That's what I take out. Next question. 19x5 minus 38x2. Let's deal with our coefficients first. 19 goes into 38, so I'm going to keep 19. 19x5. Okay, so I've got x2. I want x2, that's the lowest exponent, which means what's left is x3. Now, how do I know this? Because this 2 and this 3 on the exponents, I can say 2 plus 3 equals 5. Then I'm going to say minus, and our 38 is 2 times 19, and we have the x squared. So now we're looking for our common factors. 19 is in common, x squared is in common. That's what we take out. And what is left is going to be x cubed minus 2. And that is our final answer. Last question for today. We start with 17a5b plus 34b squared. So what is our lowest factor or lowest exponent? B to the power of 1 is our lowest exponent on the variables. So a is not repeated. Let's go. 17a5b plus 2 times 17 b times b. So now I'm looking for common factors. 17 is common, b is common, and that what remains is I've got a5 plus 2b, and that's my final answer. Thank you for watching. I hope this was easy enough to understand. When we factorize, you break things down into pieces that you can separate, and then we take out the common pieces. So when we're breaking down, we're looking for something that is in common, factors of one another. Please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please ask me in class. All the best.